¿Qué onda, guys? How are you doing today? Welcome to Spanish 55, your favorite place to learn and improve your Spanish skills. This is James. When we start the journey of learning a language, we also may start highly motivated. However, this motivation decreases as the time goes by because we don't really see the expected results. A language is not learned inside a classroom, filling exercises from a book. A language must be performed. But most of the times, teachers are not able to teach the way they would like to because there's a syllabus to complete, and they have nothing else to do but teaching a generic method. It is not because of you, it is because there is a method that is not working because it is not the most appropriate one for you. Now, you may wonder, James, what is the perfect method for me? Well, to be honest, it totally depends on the things that you like to do, and it also depends on cognitive things. So to talk about a perfect method can be a little complicated. However, what I can give you is a key aspect that will totally transform the way you learn a new language. I'm talking about input. Input is the exposure a learner has to a particular language. Imagine you want to learn how to dance. At the beginning, you start by watching, observing the steps, and gradually you start to practice to the rhythm. Well, in language learning, it's kind of the same because you have yourself to interact with content that you consume every day of your life. The exposure to the language can be manifested in different forms, such as listening to a conversation, reading a book, or even watching TikToks. Until this moment, input sounds fantastic, and of course it is, but you just have to take in consideration that it is just not the fact of playing a movie and let it run. Actually, at the beginning, you won't really enjoy the content because you have to be aware of what are the expressions and vocabulary that the characters are using in that content. For instance, if you want to practice with a movie, the first thing you have to do is to choose a film which original language is the same one that you are learning. For example, if you want to practice Spanish, you have to make sure to choose a Spanish movie. If you want to practice Italian, you have to choose an Italian movie. And also, don't forget to turn the subtitles on in the target language. Continuing with this line of practicing with a movie, these are the steps that you can do in order to set and practice the input strategy. Number one, try to understand what characters say. If you don't manage to do it on the first try, don't worry. Try to write what you listen to. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense. Number two, now you can watch the subtitles and you can write down what are the expressions and words that they are using. Number three, it is time to look for the meaning of those expressions or that vocabulary. Once you finish this small research, it is time to rewind the movie. And believe me that you will notice a huge difference because now you are aware of the pronunciation, the meaning, and the usage of this new vocabulary. Number two, despite of the activity I just gave you, input allows us to learn on a passive way, what it means that you can choose when to practice and where to practice. You can listen to a radio program or a podcast while you're in your car or maybe while you're doing your house chores. Number three, you interact with real life language. Since it is content created by native speakers, you are learning on the native way. This means that you are acquiring vocabulary and expressions that people use in their daily life. As you can see, input is a really important and powerful strategy that we can use when we learn a language. And I am not the only one person who says that.
I think that input is super important when you're learning a second language, especially because you are surrounded or you get to listen or you get to learn new vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important when learning Spanish, specifically because we have many synonyms that we use throughout different occasions, different contexts, and in different moments of our life. Even it has to do even with feelings and how you have this closeness to people as well.
I think inputs are very important because they tend to be more authentic and they not only teach about the language but also about the culture. So I think they are very relevant.
If you want to continue practicing the input strategy, here you have a 2-month challenge with tasks that you can perform in order to improve your language skills. I encourage you to complete this challenge because remember, we don't learn a language in a classroom completing a textbook. We perform the language. We live the language. And we have arrived to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Spanish 55 channel. Visit our webpage so you don't miss any of our content. My name is James and I'll see you on the next video. Adios!